Therefore shall a man leave his father and mother and cleave, right? And cleave to his wife, and cleave unto his wife, and they shall become one flesh. The key factor there is leave and cleave. Leave and cleave. Now, it requires a certain, maturity. It requires maturity. It requires maturity to leave and cleave. It's a very skillful art. You have to be very skillful in order to live successfully and cleave successfully. Now, hi, so welcome to my channel today, and we want to discuss marriage. Is it about readiness or age, right? Marriage, is it about readiness or age? First of all, marriage, it's a covenant between two people. Marriage is a covenant between two persons. Before there will be marriage, there will be exchange of vows, commitments, right? So today we are going to be looking at marriage, what it's all about. Is it about when you think you're ready, or when age is no more on your side, when you think, oh, I'm 20, I'm 25, I'm 30, and I need to get married very quickly, right? So I'm going to dive in straight into this. It's like a question, but it's something we all really need to think about and reason it all out, right? Okay, so join me to Genesis chapter 2 verse 24, where the Bible said, therefore shall a man leave his father and mother and cleave, right? And cleave to his wife, and cleave unto his wife, and they shall become one flesh. The key factor there is leave and cleave. Leave and cleave. Now, it requires a certain, maturity. It requires maturity. It requires maturity to leave and cleave. It's a very skillful art. You have to be very skillful in order to live successfully and cleave successfully. Now, the issue about living and cleaving talks about maturity. If you're not matured, you can't live and cleave, because you have to live from one family, not like departing from them, not avoiding them or not having anything to do with them, or you just have to live and cleave to your wife. That is a sense of responsibility. It is a responsible act, and no one can do it for you, right? No one can do it for you. So it is something you have to think about. Am I really ready to get into marriage? Or is it my age that is determining the time I should get married? There is one thing that is happening in the world of today, which is about when people are 20. To be frank, I don't get excited when someone is 20 and she's saying or he's saying, I want to get married, or I'm inviting you to your wedding. I'm not very excited when that happens. It happens here, but I'm not very excited when that happens. You know why? The human mind is fully matured at 26. Once you are 26, it's assumed your mind, your full mind is matured. You are matured. The mind is matured and ready to take up, whatever that is coming its way. So I want to emphasize that marriage should be about readiness and not about age. Let not your age be the determining factor. Yes, age is good, right? There are some certain age you will get to and you'll be like, oh, yeah, so I think I'm matured. Age can also be determined by, maturity can also be determined by age. But I want to tell you that is not the critical thing you need to do when, you need to think of when you want to get married. Let it be about readiness. And readiness, I mean, it's not about age. Right, you can see a 35-year-old who is not matured, who is unprepared, right? Who is unprepared for marriage. This person don't have any clue about marriage. Yet you can see another 24-year-old that is prepared and matured for marriage. So when we talk about readiness, so getting married should be about readiness, not about age. When we talk about readiness, it is spiritual maturity, it is emotional stability, it is ability to resolve conflicts. Number 4, financial responsibility. I'm just going to hang in here for these 4 things I've listed. So when we talk about readiness, preparing for marriage, there are 4 critical aspects you need to look at if you think you are ready to prepare yourself for marriage. Because marriage is hard work. Marriage is not a bed of roses. Marriage is beautiful. I love marriage. I am married. I've been 10 years, roughly 10 years in marriage. But I've come to understand that marriage is something you have to start preparing from day one. If you want to get married, you have to start now. Somebody say, start now. So if you want to get married, you have to start now. You have to start preparations. You have to come into that marriage ready. And what are the 4 things you must be sure? There are 4 critical aspects, 4 critical things you must do, you must start doing, or 4 critical things that you must look into in order to prepare you for marriage. Number 1 is spiritual maturity. Are you spiritually matured? Do you think you're spiritually matured for that, for marriage? I think you're spiritually matured. Number 2 is emotional stability. I think I'm going to dwell here a little bit. Now, when we talk about emotional stability, when you get into marriage and your emotions are not, you're not matured emotionally, you're going to run out of that marriage, but it's not going to be your portion. It's not you that is listening to me, it's the next person. So I want us to know that one of the critical things you must do before you get into marriage is to ensure that you are emotionally stable. Don't bring in your father's style or your mother's style into your home, right? Don't bring in that trauma. Make sure you're not bringing the trauma, your childhood trauma, into your home, because it's going to destroy your home, not you listening to me. Don't bring in emotional baggages. A lot of women, a lot of young men have trauma. And these are the things that are killing and destroying marriages. They have some ideas, I don't know what the idea, I don't know, because as a child, whatever that is happening to a child is forming, an aspect of their lives. So that's why we're talking about emotional maturity. So before you get married, make sure you have dropped all those baggages. Then come into your marriage with a sound mind. Being able to handle conflict. That's another point. You have to be able to handle conflict. How do you handle conflict resolution? It's an art. You need to learn if you want to stay married and stay in marriage. You have to learn how not to behave and how to behave. When your husband is angry, when your spouse is angry, what do you do? When I got married, I just want to share a story. When I got married, we had the first argument. Guess what? I ran home. I packed my things. I said, no, I'm not doing this anymore. I ran home. The second hit, I ran to my parents' in-law, to my mom-in-law and my dad-in-law. The third hit, I ran to my sister, my big sister in church. Do you understand? So until it gets to a point, I start maturing, because one of the things about marriage is that marriage is going to mature you. Marriage is going to mature you. But I want you to get prepared before coming into that marriage, so you don't get shattered and battered and you keep complaining and nagging that marriage is not good, that marriage is... Listen, everybody must not get married. Marriage is not for everyone. If you must get married, it requires some certain aptitude. Marriage requires some certain aptitude. There is an attitude for anyone who wants to get married. Marriage is not for everyone. So number 3, I've mentioned ability to resolve conflict. Go and learn how to resolve conflicts. If you want to get married, as you are preparing for marriage, learn to resolve conflicts. There are some men that don't want to talk once they are angry, which is beautiful, right? But it doesn't mean that issue, bringing that, chaos in your marriage, should not be talked about. So you must learn how to sit down and talk. One of the things that is killing marriages these days is that couples don't talk. Most men want to sweep it under the bed. Something will happen in your marriage. You may not talk about it at that time because when tension is high, that's not the best time to talk and discuss, right? You find a stable, find a time when you both can sit and talk about it, talk it over. Even till today, we'll still have arguments in my I still have arguments in my marriage. But one of the things that has helped me is talking about it. Don't sweep it over the carpet, because as you're sweeping it over the carpet, over the bed, it's still there waiting for you. It's still there waiting for you. It's not going anywhere. It's not going away. It's not going anywhere. So sit down and to communicate. Tell each other. Don't expect so much. Don't assume this person should know. Now, this point brings me to emotional intelligence. If you are preparing and you want to get married, you must have to be emotionally alert. You have to be, emotionally. You have to have this level of emotional intelligence, because this is one of the things that will help you know when your wife is not happy. It will help you know when your husband is not happy. It will help you know when to stop. You are doing something, your spouse is saying, no, this is not. Emotional intelligence will help you know you shouldn't be doing this. Emotional intelligence will help you know when to open your mouth and talk and when not to talk. Emotional intelligence will help you know when to assist your spouse. Do you understand what I'm saying? Emotional intelligence will help you know how to handle your finances. Financial responsibility. That's the fourth one. Do you know that most of the issues marriages are having is financial issues? That is why, as a young person, please don't think about getting married when you don't have any business. Don't think about getting married when you don't have any job. Don't think about getting married when you are not financially capable. What is marriage when you cannot take care of each other's needs? I'm asking, what is marriage when you cannot pay your house rent? What is marriage when you cannot put food on the table? What is marriage when you want your spouse to be the one doing everything? What is marriage when you cannot take care of each other appropriately? What is marriage? What is marriage where, you cannot even discuss your success together? When is marriage when you are not partnering together? What is that? So I want to urge everyone, before you get married, I want to urge everyone, marriage is about readiness and not about age. Don't come to that point. Don't let the society bring you to a point where you begin to say, oh, I'm 30 and I need to get married, if you're not prepared. So that is why I'm saying, if you want to get married, you have to start now. Start the preparation now. Develop yourself as a young person. Find yourself, discover yourself. Sometimes I tell the unmarried, this time when you are single is the best time to prepare for marriage. It is not when you get into the marriage. Take that time of single. Being single is a blessing, but most people don't know. Take that time to prepare. Take that time to nurture yourself. Take that time to develop yourself. Take that time to discover the woman or the man you are called to be. So that when you get married, it will be easy to fit in. Listen, I'll tell you this last truth, and I'm going to stop here. Marriage is not a bed of roses. But if you want to have a sweet marriage, if you want your marriage to be heaven on earth, believe you me, you've got to put some work. Marriage is hard work. You're going to work on your marriage. You're going to forgive. That is why I talked about emotion. I'm telling this thing with passion because I know I've had first-hand experience. I was telling you that I had the first issue in my marriage and I ran. I went to my parents' house. Later I came back. The second one, I went to my parents' in-law and I got back. The third one, until I sat down and said, come, what's the problem? Why are you running up and down? That is when I start talking to myself. So one last word from me to you as regarding getting prepared than looking at age is there is time and season for everything. Bible said, for everything under the earth, Ecclesiastes, there is time and season. Your singlehood, it's a time to prepare and get ready for your marriage. God bless you. You will marry and marry well. You're going to marry a man or a woman that God has ordained for you. But you have to prepare. Preparation will make you enjoy your marriage. God bless you. I'll see you in my next video.